Hello, my name is Marta, and jointly with my colleague Rocio Zamora, we are glad to introduce the presentation entitled Fact-Checking Competencies During Electoral Debates, Insight from a Teaching Experience. In this presentation, we will discuss these 5 key points of our work. The main objective of this presentation is to describe an innovation experience conducted within the journalism degree program at the Universidad de Murcia in collaboration with Newtral, a prominent data verification media and one of the Spain's leading fact-checking media outlets. The primary aim of this project was to equip future journalists with the expertise required for fact-checking political debates. Moreover, students also had the opportunity to collaborate with Neutral's editor in verifying the statements of the political candidates for the presidency of the Región de Murcia. To achieve this goal, the project-based learning methodology was employed, designed to help students acquire the skills deemed essential for 21st century journalists by UNESCO. Regarding fact-checking competencies, we all know that a traditional journalist profile has undergone a rapid, fast transformation in the past 2 decades. Technological change and have influenced new production, distribution, and consumption, have given rise to new roles in newsrooms, demanding fresh, new routines, dynamic approaches, and skills that were previously unthinkable. These emerging professionals are part of what Chadwick has described as a hybrid news system. This ecosystem represents a hyper-competitive environment where journalists engage with one another and with the public to cover breaking news. These new professionals operate in highly demanding setting with routines and paces emphasizing speed and immediacy. In such a complex ecosystem, information professionals also must combat the unstoppable rise of disinformation. This phenomenon presents a challenge to journalists' ability to verify news. The method employed to fact-check information requires time and more resources than in traditional media. Moreover, there is a growing proliferation of media outlet producing different forms of disinformation, which compounds the confusion in society and places additional burdens on journalists tasked with verification. So to combat disinformation, the verification units have emerged within mainstream media, such as F Verifica, and specialized media outlets such as Maldita.es or Newtral. These units are exclusively dedicated to verifying message and debunking disinformation. Journalists who specialize in verification and debunking possess knowledge and skills that extends beyond the competencies traditionally associated with media editors. Verification journalists should remain impartial and free from ideological bias, with the ultimate objective of dissemination, spreading truth, and democratizing knowledge. To achieve this objective, these professionals report on any suspicious facts and statements made by politicians that could significantly impact people's lives. Hence, professionals involved in the verification and debunking hoaxes present profiles that are different from traditional journalists. And these differences has piqued the interest of academics and researchers like us, seeking to understand the skills, competencies, and abilities required for these new journalists. Now we are going to explain the teaching experience. So for the Spanish regional election, celebrated on the 28th of May, Newtral launched a fact-checking hackathon to cover the electoral debate in the 14 Spanish communities where the elections were held. The fact-checking hackathon was divided into 3 steps. The first one, organization of the groups. Newtral reached out one university from each Spanish community with elections. A total of 10 universities participating in this innovation project. The participating professors were responsible for selecting the 10 students who took part in this experience. The role of these students was to cover and fact-check the electoral debates in their respective communities, jointly with their university professors. The second step, verification training. A few weeks before the start of the electoral campaign, Newtral organized a virtual training day for the students and professors involved in the project. During these sessions, the verification journalist explaining Newtral's methodology, routines, and dynamics. And toward the end of the session, a simulation exercise was also conducted using a past debate from the last Andalusian election just for practice. And this training lasted approximately 5 hours and was conducted in small groups with 2 or 3 universities representing their Spanish communities. And the last phase, the last step, the verification of debates. So for the debates, Newtral created a Slack channel for each university. Within these channels, students posted any suspicious statements and at the same time provided some sources of information to help fact-check those statements. The professor assumed the role of coordinating the students' workflow and overseeing their sources and verification. At the same time, the Newtral team conducted their own verification of each regional debates and monitored the content verified by the student to incorporate their contributions. In our case, our mission was to fact-check the 2 electoral debates in La Región de Murcia. However, while the first plan, the initial plan was to cover 2 debates, just one took place on May 19 at the Murcian Journalists Association. This debate was broadcast by Siete Región de Murcia and Onda Regional. The debate came to an abrupt end when, after the advertising break, which closed one thematic block, the Podemos candidate, María Marín, refused to vacate her lectern for Elena Vidal, a candidate from the coalition party of Mas Región and Equo. Apparently, it was determined by the Central Electoral Board, la Junta Electoral Central in Spanish, the day before this debate that due to Equo and Podemos had previously run together in the last elections and both have representation in the assembly, the speaking time for both parties in the debate should be shared. So María Marín disobeyed this order and therefore the debate had to end there. The political candidates for the position of President of the Región of Murcia who took part in this debate and were thus the subject of our fact-checking were José Ángel Antelo for the Vox Party. He's now the new Vice President of the Región de Murcia. Fernando López Miras for Partido Popular, PP Party. He's now the President of the Región de Murcia. Partido Socialista, María José Roz for the Ciudadanos Party, and finally Elena Vidal for the coalition party Mas Región and Equo. So now our main outcomes. After this innovation experience with Newtral, we realized that this project helped students to acquire a set of professional competencies related to verification journalism, and more specifically to the verification of electoral debate. These emerging competencies, which are essential competencies components of the 21st century skill advocated by UNESCO, are essential, are crucial for a student to effectively address contemporary real world issues and to combat political disinformation. Therefore, drawing upon these 21st century skills and the innovation experience with Newtral, we have identified a set of cross-curricular competencies that students should acquire for the successful verification of political debates. So the more important cross-curricular competencies for the verification of political debates are this one. So finally, generally speaking, we draw three main conclusions from this professional experience with Newtral. The first one is that the verification of electoral debates, both at regional and national level, is a specialization of verification journalists because, as we have seen previously, it requires a very particular set of skills, knowledge, and ability. Second, the competencies related to the verification of electoral debates are essential components of the 21st century skills and therefore cross-curricular skills that should be included in the curriculum of the journalism degree with the intention of combating political disinformation. And the third one and last one, the competencies related to the verification of electoral debates are essential component of the 21st century skills and therefore cross-curricular skills that should be included in this degree with the intention of political disinformation. So thank you very much for your attention, and we hope to chat with all of you soon in future in further presentation. Thank you for your attention.